The Senate today passed a pair of bipartisan bills designed to protect children from dangerous online content. If it gets through the House, the legislation would be the first major effort by Congress in decades to hold tech companies more accountable.
My colleagues understand we're in the midst of a mental health crisis for young people, and social media is exacerbating and aggravating it. We need to act with urgency.
The bills will force social media companies to take reasonable steps to prevent harm to children, such as cyberbullying, and require companies to look deeper at online safety. The House has not yet acted, but Speaker Mike Johnson said that he will look at the bills and try to find consensus. And for more, let's bring in Clare Morrell, senior policy analyst at the Ethics and Public Policy Center, where she directs the Technology and Human Flourishing Project. Clare, great to have you back on the show. Can you tell us more about the two bills that were passed in the Senate today, and can you highlight maybe some of the key points of each?
Yes, absolutely. So the Kids Online Safety Act is the big bill that passed today, along with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA 2.0. And these bills are going to enable parents to better protect their kids online. That is the bottom line. COSA, specifically, the Kids Online Safety Act, requires these social media companies, these platforms, to design their products in light of protecting children with 6 specific harms that they're now obligated to mitigate in their product design, including sexual exploitation, substance abuse, eating disorders, suicide, and other kind of very specific harms to kids. They're now required in their features of their products to mitigate those harms to children and to empower parents and children over a child's online experience, including the ability to opt out of certain addictive features like algorithms or other kind of infinite scroll type features that are meant to make kids addicted and hooked to these platforms. So it's a really key step forward. And the Child Online Privacy Protection Act empowers children to have more say over the collection of their data and their privacy online. It would basically require companies to get the consent of children between ages 13 and 15 to their data collection, and then children under 13 would be the status quo where parents would have to consent to having their data collected. So these are meant to protect our children online. It's a huge step forward.
Yeah, I know this is being called the most significant online child safety legislation in decades. Tell us why that is.
It's primarily because these tech companies have not been able to be held accountable for their harms to children. And that is because of a law, Section 230, and its over expansion by the courts that has basically immunized these companies from even their own wrongdoing, the way that their products and the design of their products have harmed children. So in this country, we have consumer protection laws to ensure that people aren't being harmed by certain products. But when it comes to the internet and internet tech companies, they have largely evaded any type of legal accountability. So these laws mark a huge step forward because now companies would be liable for, again, mitigating a very specific list of harms to children. And so states' attorneys general are empowered to enforce the law, as well as the Federal Trade Commission, and could now bring lawsuits to hold tech companies accountable if they fall short of, again, in their product design, mitigating specific harms to children.
Clare, we only have about maybe 20 seconds left or so, but do you think this goes far enough?
I would personally love to see the age for social media raised federally, because I think we all know that these platforms and their design are inherently harmful to children. And so I do think that there is more ground to be gained. But I think this is a pivotal first step because it does now make the companies accountable. It requires companies to give certain tools to parents and children to have more control over their online experience, to opt out of certain addictive features. And so I do think it's a landmark step forward. I'm very excited to see it pass the Senate. I do think we could continue to push for further reforms like raising the federal age of social media so that children under the age of 16 or even 18 wouldn't even be able to get onto these platforms in the first place. But in the meantime, this is a critical step forward to help parents and protect children.
Well, Clare, thank you so much for weighing in. We always appreciate it.
I'm so glad to be here.